Hello and welcome to the second round front nine coverage of the 2021 Discraft Great Lakes Open in Wixom, Michigan, or Milford, Michigan. Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri, BigBarri commentary. Let's get into that Grip 6 low profile.
Oh, James Conrad -9 under par, but he is going to be joined because he is tied for first place with this man, Emerson Keith, who is putting on a nice little middle part of the season right now. He started off a little slow and now he's been featured quite a bit lately.
Eagle McMahon, the former champion of this event. His putting is good. His driving is great. Ricky Wysocki also tied at 8 under with perfect putting in the circle. Did not make a single putt from circle 2 in round 1. Right into hole 1, par 3, 477 feet. 75 feet down in elevation. Is a blind turnover. Forehand or backhand turnover are the two most common plays. There is out of bounds left on the entire toboggan slope. Dr. Smooth. We had a different Dr. Smooth. Who was that? I don't remember.
We have a lot of smooth operators in our game.
That's right. This is turning a little late, I think.
I kind of like it, though.
Is it moving? Oh, actually. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Just held that angle nicely. If that is more understable, it's going to duck down and roll. James making that correction from the mistake in round 1. Emerson, 56% in circle 1, tied with James Conrad for most in the field, circle 1 in regulation. Also, 56% of the holes were birdie. Actually, that doesn't make sense. He shot 9 down. There's 18 holes. He birdied 50% of the holes. That was just the stat that we saw on the Grip 6 low profile. Don't make no sense.
Hey, don't ask me to do math or do anything like that. I believe them.
Oh, you know what? No, he had a bogey. He didn't shoot a bogey for round. He had 10 birdies.
Aha, see?
And a bogey. Now we're there. Eagle is such a powerful weapon here. He can even go high with the one angle hyzer. So much power. That is so unfair.
Good. It's really good, too.
It's so unfair.
Too far.
Yeah.
On straight hyzer.
Ricky won this event back in 2013 with a bum leg. Didn't even know if he was going to play the event, and then showed up, shot course record.
Oh, and a great lift for him right there in the middle of the flight.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And that was right there at the beginning of Prodigy days when Ricky was on that team, and it was really the time when he really started to emerge as a professional player. So he has seen success here at this venue. Emerson! All right. That's how you stay in first place. And the other 3 guys are all in the circle.
Look at this catch.
That's beautiful.
That's what you call making the basket as big as possible. You had the right pace, and it was coming down into the basket. You don't have to always be right in the middle in order to get that really good result. I love that quote from you yesterday. Not all birdies are the same.
Yes. But that one is Eagle doing what Eagle does.
Yeah, that one's the same.
Yeah, that's the same for him every time, essentially. Oh, James. Man, what a rare star frame this would have been. Ricky has to do his part, though. So that does fall on James' shoulder, and I'm sure he'll take some of that world's money and send a nice little care package to Edge. Ricky delivers the par putt. So a great starting hole for our lead group here, 3 under. Hole 2 is a menacing par 4, 680 feet. It's relatively flat until you get to the shadow, and then it is just a steep uphill climb all the way up till you get to about 35 feet from the basket. And you are huffing and puffing. I don't care how great a shape you're in. This is a very steep slope, and trying to throw a disc up this hill requires athleticism, accuracy, and power.
And this looks like it's going to come out, and it does, and that takes birdie completely out of the question.
Yeah, and depending on how far that gets in there, really the forehand pitch out becomes a very tucked out, or a very, the angle just gets completely annihilated.
Talk about annihilated.
Oh, boy. Center cut, 500, up 45 feet.
All right, let's play a game. How close does Ricky get to that drive? Within 20?
No. No.
Yep, you're right.
Still a great drive.
Right in the middle, yeah.
There is a little tiny shelf where it begins to, dare I say, flatten out just a bit. It makes that stance and the approach much more manageable, but I don't know if Ricky quite got to that next level. James, low release. That's going to be left side. That's going to give him an angle, and there's actually, it's a little bit flatter often than that little left side shelf.
Yeah, and a little higher up, so it actually shortens the hole by a good 25 to 30 feet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, sir.
It's just so hard to get your legs behind you on that shot. Nice little bounce out, but regardless, Ricky was going to find a way to get up and down for the 4. James should. Well, it's a little bit of a right to left slope there. Leaning away, hyzer. Does he get the height right? Almost.
Yeah, a little higher, and that could have gotten to the top, even for James's power. Without the run up that he often uses, that's not going to get to the top.
And you can see here Emerson just kind of looking high, trying to get through cleanly. Don't roll too much. That's fine.
Opens up the little hyzer sidearm that he likes to approach with as well.
And that's really not even that much farther than Eagles drive. Just an insane crush.
Look at this beaut.
Is that a putter approach?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people do that. I used to be impressed, and now I just think that's the way you play the hole.
Okay. Sure, I'll try that sometime. In my 20s.
Yeah, I guess that's the way they play the hole.
Ooh, Emerson, this is trouble.
Oh.
A fortunate kick. That could have worked its way well outside circle 1. Now he'll have a near 30-ish foot long putt for the par. This is out there in, is this Conrad country or Ulibarri?
This is Conrad country.
Yeah, that was in circle 2. A good run from James. Not quite his normal jump putt that he likes to follow through with, but a great effort.
This could be a nice little putt for Emerson. Caught the good break. I mean, this should be formality. And it is.
Routine.
Normally, you get to this level on this card, and you're making your circle putts. Like, that's just what's happening. We saw James miss one on hole 1, but that was, to start the round, and there's some different emotions going on with that.
Eagle, great start. Birdie on 1 and 2, playing them essentially perfect. I mean, Just had to make a little bit longer drive than I'm sure he'd like on one, but still inside the circle. On to hole 3. Paul, walk us through it.
Par 4, 915 feet, OB left the entire way. Not to mention it has that 75-foot drop you were talking about. Maybe a little bit more. I didn't measure it. This is not out of bounds here. And then you'll just have this approach with OB left. And if you do turn it over, it's just a straight pitch out. So
yep, that is a very common mistake on this hole. People trying to avoid that OB left and overturning their shots becomes a problem. But lately we've seen a lot of guys who have the big power go fairway driver or mid-range, just straight down the hill. No need to do anything exciting because from the middle of the fairway, it's a pretty routine 370-foot to 330-foot approach.
I think Eagle could get a circle 2 look, just outside circle 2.
Oh, if he wanted to, absolutely. Yeah. This has got to hang on. I think it will.
Yeah, this will be fine. It'll just be left side, right by that hill. Maybe footing will be a kind of a problem.
Oh, great roll. Okay, so great distance and a fortunate roll, and Emerson's loving it. Ricky going T-bird 3. And a little bit of turn.
This is
a little bit more turn, and that's what you're trying to avoid. That's the whole point of throwing that disc, and unfortunately did not pay off.
Should be a very manageable par, though. If they find the disc, you can pitch out pretty easily and have under 300 into the hole.
James also going with fairway driver with his Volt, 8 speed.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's
good.
It's going to hang on. It's hanging on. Okay. So Rick will be up first, and does he have a look?
We barely have a look.
Yeah, we
at Ricky.
He kind of looks like Homer Simpson right now.
Great effort.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Incredible. Okay, so nearly 45 feet or so, he can knock down his first circle 2 putt of the event. And somehow save the birdie.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, it's impossible to make that putt because it's impossible to get up and down from in there, you know?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Ricky will have something to say about that. Incredible approach from Emerson.
But I'm also not surprised. Ricky is the best scrambler we have ever seen.
Really ever in disc golf, I think.
Seen, yeah.
The first two-way player to do it from the very beginning of his career. A lot of players developed their forehand throughout their career. Ricky started off forehand dominant and had to spend years of sacrifice learning the backhand.
Totally, and one of the things we've seen him just polish off out his game so much in the last couple of years that he's not even in a place to scramble. You know, before we'd see him have these crazy miraculous rounds where he was just out of position on like 9 straight holes and making these crazy putts, and now he's just kind of peering it.
Oh, and a little bit of a lift there.
Coming from where? The rough line over there.
It's impossible to get up and down from in there. It just has to be. That's the only excuse. And you're still out for Rick. Able to collect. That's a good par putt. When you sail over the basket and nothing slows it down, that can be a nerve-wracking comebacker. Ricky able to settle the nerves and take the par. Eagle, again, another birdie. And he will be tied with Emerson as he will step up and tap in his birdie putt, but not before James gets his par.
Wind's starting to blow.
That's the one thing about wind. It really blows.
Here's Emerson. Hole 4, par 4, 580 feet. You gotta throw a hyzer around this first one, and then you gotta miss bing bonk, ding ding, and doink. And if you can do that, you'll have some sort of upshot into this pretty tight green, honestly, with a little slope on both sides. So the trick is try not to land at circle's edge, because then you'll have a stressful putt. I really feel like it doesn't matter where you land on the drive as long as you don't go way right.
And that is kind of...
It's tough, but he's going to get to circle's edge, you know, or right around 40. Circle's edge for these guys, when I say that, is 45 feet.
Yeah, the circle's edge is 15 steps from the basket for sure. I think that we give so much credit to Ricky for his scrambling abilities that we don't really spend much time talking about Eagle, but Eagle's scrambling abilities are right up there.
And that's the spot where you can't go. You just can't push this right because it blocks off the angle to the basket. But if you were to ask any of the top pros, like, who put you in the worst spot, who do you want to throw the shot? We're all going to pick this guy.
Agreed.
I think even Eagle would pick.
Yeah, Ricky, this is a little too turned over, I believe. I don't think this is going to be a result that he likes.
No, he's going to have to play some sort of crazy, I feel like, crash shot or roller, kind of like we saw Adam do in the first round. These guys kind of botching the shot, really. This is a fairly easy hyzer into a position of, like I was saying, just crash the trees and then scramble from there.
Not quite the easiest hole in the day, statistically speaking, but it is up there, 15th most difficult. So it's...
See, he catches these trees, rolls all over the place. Who knows? And he's fine.
Yep. As long as you're underneath them, then you can stand up and throw the angle and the height that you like. Rick's looking up, and right now he's just trying to clear that tree and then hope that he can just get to a place where he can pitch up the hill for a putt. That's, I think, job well done.
Sidearm cut roll.
Oh, no. That's the teeth of the course right there, the Russian olive. They get off the fairway, and it's just, it's thick. Okay.
Circle's edge.
A little bit of a... It's going to be a bit of a fast putt there for James. He's got to make sure that that one stays online. Be focused. That putt can get really quick, really quick.
He's got a manageable upshot here. Emerson does. He at least he kicked off to the good side of that tree.
Yes.
Instead of the right side. Otherwise, he'd be dealing with the same kind of shot he had to throw there. All right, Eagle.
Slow down. Slow down.
Hit that. Oh, boy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was good, and it needed to hit some stuff. And that's the play with going, you know, I liked yesterday how Adam went with the putter. Mm-hmm. It looked like that was more of a mid-range.
Yeah, I think that was a mid.
A little bit faster. Can he do this? That would be crazy.
Yep. I think that's the difference there in the scrambling abilities. Like, Eagle's forehand roller has just too much spin. I think that Ricky has a little bit more touch when it comes to those crazy shots. Meanwhile, Eagle still almost makes the putt, and he'll be collecting his first par of the round.
This is what the course will give you. A straddle out kind of tricky lie with a slope behind the basket. It's not often that you're going to have or find yourself a beautiful putt this course with just a regular stance from 29 feet. You're going to have 1 foot high or 1 foot below the stance, and the rhythm that you putt with from back to forward isn't going to be the same that you have all the time. That's, I feel like,
the only consistent lie on this course is an inconsistent lie. That's the
Very
only
true.
thing that you can... plan on. If you get something that's flat ground, it's very few and far between.
Yeah, you're parked.
Yeah, that's it. Correct. So only one birdie on the card on one of the easier holes in the course, going to James Conrad. He'll have the box stepping up to one of the most beautiful holes on tour, hole 5, par 3, 480 feet. Tunnel is about 15 to 20 feet wide, but you don't need it any wider. It's the perfect width to control this type of shot. Fairway drivers for most of these players. Got to miss this one tree here and just scoot your way up down the red chips. The side of the now infamous tuck and roll putt from James Conrad in round 1. Oh no.
Yeah, I was figuring Eagle would go with some sort of floaty,
MD3?
yeah, floaty disc, but this will be easy for him
MD3?
if it flips. No. Oh wow.
MD3. Oh my gosh. And it still made it up there with a tree literally grabbing it with a mid-range.
I was a bit fortunate. He definitely pulled that. Or, pardon me, left it early a little bit there. Too much hyzer.
Yep.
But maybe this is just the play nowadays. No, that's
Nowadays.
That's what you'll typically see is you hit those and just kind of fall down and take a 3. Not a bad 3 to get, even though I feel like there's probably not a lot of bogeys on this hole.
Oh, there's quite a few. Yeah, it's a bogeyed hole for sure.
Yeah, you're right.
More bogeys and doubles than birdies.
See, and I wouldn't guess that, but well, that might be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
A little foreshadowing. Is that what you're doing, John? Don't do that.
I didn't. I don't know the result. I'm watching this for the first time like everyone at home. Unlike the world shot, I saw that in person and that was different.
And we should have won Oscars.
I think that's a split decision out there for our audience. Emerson, good touch, good accuracy, and he'll be left with 15 feet for his par.
Eagle. Little floaty, yeah.
Even his 2 misses, last 2 holes have been right on line. Perfectly on line, just a little bit high and a little bit low. Yeah, not foreshadowing, Paul.
You didn't watch. See, I was trying to see. That was a great putt for par right there.
Paul, or Ricky, one of the 52% of the field. 64 of the players took a par.
Bunch of pars. Well, this is more than 20 than 15.
Yeah, a little work.
Not taking it for granted.
Going through the routine. Have to.
Yeah, well, that's what keeps you consistent, you know?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what keeps him consistent. I don't know what keeps you consistent. It's mind-blowing.
Me or you?
You.
Or just the people
Oh,
at
no,
home?
you. For sure. I know what keeps me. I have a great routine.
The last word in the dictionary I would use to describe me as consistent.
Hole 6 here at Toboggan, a very tricky, technical par 4, only 520 feet, plays more like maybe 580, but you really can't bite off too much distance on that tee shot because of the angle and because of the uphill slope. And we wanted the green to be kind of fast on that right side, so if you kind of come in too hot to the right, we wanted you to be able to skip down that hill. We cleared out a lot of thorns and brush to make that green area very open. I think the hole played 3.95 yesterday, so just under par.
Great addition to the course. Hole 6. Challenging par 4, only 519 feet. Just turning it enough, and that should be okay.
It's going to be some kind of crazy hyzer flippy boy that goes left and then right, and then he's going to have to do work from there.
P3X super inside line. I think that was...
Grip lock.
Yeah, that was a little case of the grip locks. Emerson going stiletto, high speed, overstable, good kick off that tree. If that skips over to the right, I have a very personal relationship with that area over there, and it's not good. So that's a fortunate little kick for Emerson.
And this is a bizarre play, I feel like, for Ricky. And I say this a lot because he's throwing the shot great lately with a stable disc.
Wow.
But he's just so good at sidearm.
Yeah, he is. I mean, but he's also got that pig point accuracy.
Yeah, I felt like this year that, oh, wow. I felt like I'm going to go to Eagle. Eagle trying to sidearm with a stable disc.
Okay. I mean, nothing you can do from back there besides just hope that you can advance, and that didn't seem to hit anything. Well done there from Eagle. Let's see, James is going with that popular envy that he's got.
He just throws it on every hole, no matter what now.
It's like, James, like, get another one, man. Like, preserve that disc.
Yep, and then that's a very understable disc from left to right to circle's edge.
James, if you're listening to me right now, I will pay you $10,000 for that disc.
He's not listening. He told us that.
I know. 15,000? Emerson. Dude's playing some good disc golf right now.
Hey, if James doesn't listen to us, we can say whatever we want about him.
I'd watch yourself, man. He's all knowing. He's JC.
Look at this shot. Just picture perfect. I mean, didn't he do that yesterday?
Yeah, it's like, I feel like we just actually showed yesterday's footage of Ricky playing this hole. Just connecting on the last thing in the way. Now, Eagle's putting is going to be put to the test as he has got 45 feet left for par.
Wish you could see his feet right now because it's going to be uneven, uphill. This is playing more like 50.
And that, again, is right on line, just a bit low. Yeah, he's definitely more than 45. You're right. That's 50, 55.
And look at his stance.
Yeah.
But he's a jump putt artist.
Yes, he is.
A Van Gogh of sorts.
Yes, he is.
Beautiful.
I'd let him paint me a picture. That was another picture-perfect jump putt from James Conrad. And that's going to move Emerson Keith into a one-stroke lead over James.
I'm Paul Ulibarri with today's Bushnell hole breakdown. You can find the Edge Disc Golf Rangefinder at the link in the description. Hole 7 is one of the more scoreable par 4s on the course, but it will take 2 accurate shots to get into position. With the signature Toboggan fairways being straight up and straight down, that's exactly what it's going to take to get the birdie 3. Getting up and then down. Let's see how it plays out.
And I'm not talking about scoring, I'm talking about dancing.
Let's go. Points, 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 points.
James knows all about getting down.
Oh my gosh.
He does. Look at this. It's up.
Oh boy, this is perfect.
And
That is so good. Well done, James Conrad.
yeah, not my best breakdown.
It's going to require an accurate shot and then another one. If this doesn't hit anything, this is going to head up there behind the tree of death. Oh.
And into her lake.
That is fortunate. That is really fortunate once again.
Fortunate and then unfortunate for the
Oh, yeah.
friendly spectator.
That wasn't great for her.
She was over there dancing, getting down, and then all of a sudden, whack.
Getting up, getting down.
Uh-oh. They're going after her again. Look at...
She's helping people out. Send it over there. She'll throw you in the fairway.
Not good. Not good from Ricky. Those 2 shots are, you'd rather have some sort of shot that shapes well into that green.
See if Eagle can keep this a bit straighter. Yeah, it's just at no point was that going to do anything besides just be perfect.
Yeah, and you can start dancing after that shot because that is dead center in the fairway. What do we call it? Maybe break dancing since it's a breakdown. I don't know.
I think you're stretching here.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So that I can drop some cool moves.
Look how far Ricky got over there to the left. That's
Is that a putt?
there is that tree of death. There's an evergreen in there that really is a very difficult wide bunker. It's right there in front of Emerson actually, but since he's not deeper, he has a forehand and hyzer, and it's a pretty open shot.
Monies. Remember when I said Ricky's done scrambling and he peers every shot, and now he's just on a scrambling.
I don't even
mission.
remember that. I don't even remember that.
Do I always say silly stuff like that?
I don't even remember that either. Eagle, parked.
In Arizona, pardon me, we call that pizzart.
You guys are edgy.
Yeah, we're a little bit ridiculous. Kind of like that shot. Basic shot right into the green. Very well controlled. No way from James Conrad. Well controlled putter into the green.
Yeah, no way.
Come on.
Ricky, let's go. Star frame coming, folks.
Scramble master.
Track down, smack down from Rick. Chasing that one in from distance.
On the stripe.
Yeah. Oh, so good. A little bit of high knees action. Not quite raptor legs, but
You can tell that he has a lot of fun playing this game.
hole 8, par 4, 500 feet, low ceiling. Essentially, it plays like a triple mandatory through this gap here. You got to get through this gap, and you need to be moving left. The farther left you get, the better angle you have to approach this hill that continues to wind its way up the fairway, around, up more, up again, and then off to the right there at the end. This tee shot is so important on this short par 4.
Yeah, and distance isn't what you want. You just want to be left.
James, that's low.
Short grass is good.
Yeah, it's going to be a high turnover.
From anywhere.
Yeah, you'd like to. You can get a drive. If you throw a big enough drive, you can throw just a straight mid-range at it, but that takes a monumental effort. A little bit extra that Emerson got that skip is going to, that goes a long way on the approach on this hole. Oh, Ricky. That is another good break. We're seeing some good breaks here for our lead group. Some forward kicks, some spotter interference.
I think he's going to be able to get up and down from there.
Yeah, certainly. And most shots that go over there to the left kick back down to the left, and it gets extremely dicey down there in the woods.
Here's Eagle picking apart the hole. He knows that his arm speed is extremely fast, as we all do. And he goes mid-range.
No.
To try to...
Was that a mid?
Yeah, to try to... So this is what he's trying to do. if it goes too fast, you don't get left. And so he's trying to kick off the tree to come to here so he can throw the easy spike hyzer because he has 900 feet of power in his pinky finger.
This is
Parked.
sick. This is just sick.
What?
No one even knows. No one even knows at this point. They're like, oh, he got past the initial gap. No one knows that he's parked. Why would you?
Look at these shank birdies. Is that going to work?
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course it will.
shank birdies. That's why the number 500 is extremely
Deceiving. Oh, yes.
Thank you. Yes. Because they hit first available, kicked all over the place, and they're just peppering the green. And these guys throw perfect drives. And then look at this.
Okay. That's in the circle. It's crept up there in the bottom. But those early trees on the bottom side of that green are really grabby, and they reach out into that fairway more than you can see.
Can you just throw... Okay, question for you. Can you just throw a sidearm hyzer off the tee and then throw backdoor hyzer here?
I tried it last year, kind of in the same way Eagle tried it this time.
On accident?
Yeah, and it didn't work for me. Emerson, folks, he came to play. And if James doesn't make that putt, he's going to have a 2-shot advantage.
Can Ricky just keep doing it?
Well, he's finally made his first Circle 2 putt.
No.
And that time, he does not make a Circle 2 putt. So no shank birdie for Rick. James didn't really shank anything. Just 2 mildly average shots. A pretty decent tee, a pretty decent approach. And a not so great putt. But decent.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if Eagle even knew. Like,
I think he's kind of sneaking up there, like, kind of shy, in a shy way, like, trying not to make eye contact with the card.
and I think the gallery's already forgotten what they saw. Like, they just, okay, Eagle went up there to tap in his par. Like, you don't get birdies that way, really.
James had a flag to mark Eagle's OB shot, but he was safe.
Why was there a flag there?
I just told you.
Okay. Hole 9, par 3, blind and 462 feet. Give me a high hyzer for all of these guys. The only difference in play will be if they go with an overstable driver or go with something to kind of flip up flat and stall in, try to go through the back door. There's just a ton of trees that protect this green, and more times than not, you're going to hear a whack as that disc comes to the ground.
Yep, throw and listen. The crowd will tell you everything you need to know because you will have no clue where your disc ends up.
And this is very wide for Emerson.
Like all these guys are going to be like, yes, I threw a hyzer, okay.
Right. And it's landing, and the fact that the crowd's not saying anything says everything.
He knows.
Yep. Makeable, but not great.
Okay, on hyzer.
Very overstable, going with the splice here. This is heading left. Early and left.
And now you kind of, that's kind of like a maybe it's 40 feet. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a clap for about a 45-foot obstructed putt. Kind of fought. Yep.
Kind of deceiving.
Yeah,
that's a deceiving clap.
Yeah. There wasn't enough woos.
It's because
that's what you're listening for.
The first 2 were a little bad, so they were just excited to do anything.
I think the women have this hole figured out. You watch Kristen Tatar and Paige Pierce play this hole, they're throwing lower, and so they're avoiding these limbs that reach out on the high ceiling, and they're sneaking underneath the canopy, and they're just challenging the base of the trees and not the entire tree, and they're parking the hole.
Wow. I'm going to take note of that for tomorrow because this one's been eating my lunch.
Good effort.
to your putt, dude.
And it's the first time we've seen Eagle miss off of the center line, just a bit left that time.
James with a good opportunity here. He's been at this distance, it seems like, the whole entire 9, and he's had that result really the whole entire 9. If he could have knocked those down, like, I don't know, 50% of those, which we're used to seeing him do, his score would be hot fire. That's a good catch right there. That was left side pretty much the whole way, but good pace results in what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a different kind of birdie. Some birdies they're not all the same.
Yep.
For Rick, that's not the high stress level birdie though. You know, there's the turn your brain off birdie, there's the high stress birdie, and then there's just your routine step up, make your 27-foot putt. For him, I feel like that lands in that range.
Right.
But you got the death putt birdie putts, you got the, you know, there's all sorts of different ways to do it right. And if you look at my scorecard, there's all sorts of ways to do it wrong. And that wraps up the front 9 here. We are halfway through the event, and Kevin Jones, ladies and gentlemen, has worked his way up with a phenomenal 8 under on the front 9, just cruising right now to tie Emerson Keith at 14 under par and a slew of players 2 shots back at 12 under. We expected to see it tight, and we have got a tight race halfway through the event.
But 8 through 9 on this course is just grody.
Yeah, we saw 10 down through 9 once. Could we see potentially another run when this course has been lengthened and made more difficult?
No, but
Correct.
the Founders Club will probably
We'll find out.
find out tomorrow, and we appreciate you for doing that.
Stay tuned for the back 9 coming right up.